minutes.
Secretary Austin and Chairman Milley, thank you for your lifetimes of service and leadership to our country. As we withdraw from Afghanistan, we have not seen an operational plan to save our brave Afghan partners and allies. Now, I recognize that the Trump administration left you with no plans and an even earlier withdrawal date, not to mention that Trump's policy of banning Muslim immigrants would probably have led him to abandon our allies in Afghanistan the same way he abandoned our allies in Syria. Nonetheless, all of this now falls on this administration. We have 80 days until our formal withdrawal date. It takes 800 days or more to process a special immigrant visa. So it's too late for the special immigrant visa process. Secretary Austin, why have you not started an evacuation yet?
Well, thanks for the question, and let me say up front that, and I know this is a topic that's near and dear to a number of people in this room who have served alongside some of the interpreters and people who have helped us in the past, and so this is important to all of us. We are working with the Department of State, who has the lead on this, along with DHS, as one part of a whole of government effort to address this issue. We are encouraging to move as quickly as we can, and we stand ready to provide resources to accelerate this if it's possible, and it is possible. And in some cases, they've shortened the timeline from application to completion there. There are a number of people in the pipeline. I am confident that we'll begin to evacuate some of those people soon. But again, I would defer to Secretary Blinken to really outline what the.
Mr. Secretary, I don't need to tell you this, but these brave Afghan partners, these Afghan and American heroes, people who we asked to risk their lives not just for Afghanistan but for America because we had their backs. Their future is in your hands. And this much is certain. The Taliban will kill them if they can. And they will rape and murder their wives and kids first if they can. Chairman Milley, if the service chiefs were ordered to evacuate our Afghan allies today, is there a plan in place to get that started immediately?
We have the military capability to do whatever is directed by the President of the United States with respect to our allies and those that have worked with us. And I consider it a moral imperative to take care of those that have served along our side. We are prepared to execute whatever we are directed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Changing subjects, Secretary Austin, last week General Brown highlighted the importance of suicide prevention in his opening statement and then committed to supporting the Brandon Act later in the hearing, a bill that I introduced last week to provide service members a mechanism to seek mental health support if they are contemplating suicide. However, we've received pushback from other elements within DoD on the Brandon Act, but no alternative suggestion for how we can tackle this epidemic. Are you personally comfortable with how DoD is managing suicide prevention, given that we have lost more service members to suicide last year than we did in combat? And are you prepared to support efforts like the Brandon Act or present a better alternative to address this?
I think this is a very important issue, and I am prepared to do whatever it takes to improve in this area. This is something that I have personally been swinging at for a long time as a part of one of the senior leaders of the military, and try as we may, we've not made the progress that we need to make. There's a stigma associated with seeking help. Seeking mental health care, and we got to do more to relieve that or to remove that stigma. We got to do more to provide adequate health care to our troops. So the answer to your question is, you have my commitment that I will continue to work this, and I would tell you right now that our service chiefs are absolutely focused on this. And we'll work with the greater community writ large to get best practices and lessons learned so that we can get better at this.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Grateful for your leadership, and I